Hello, everybody, and welcome to your latest Rangers Review Transfer Special. In this show, we're going to look in depth at a player that certainly looks exciting, one player that has been linked with Rangers in recent weeks, and that is the young South African winger, Relebohile Mofokeng of Orlando Pirates. And to discuss the South African in great detail, it brings me great joy to say I'm joined by Jacek Kulig, who runs a very popular football talent scout.net website, looking at players across the world, young talents, and Jacek joins me today. How's it going, Jacek? Thank you for coming on.
Hi, Derek. All good. Thank you for the invitation, and hello to all the Gers fan base. I must say that I was a fan of Rangers during my youth. I was playing Championship Manager actually with my cousin, and I was always taking Rangers, and he was always Celtic. So it was a great battle during my youth, and Barry Ferguson was one of my first idols actually. So
yeah. Well, that'll endear you to the Rangers supporter, Jacek. So that is certainly a good start to the show, that's for sure. I was keen to get you on because I noticed you do some great work, of course, with your website. And I noticed you put a tweet out the other day on Mofokeng. He's had quite the breakthrough season in South Africa. He's really done well in what is his proper first season as a professional. In terms of the player himself, what can Rangers fans expect should a deal materialise this summer?
Okay, so Rangers fans can expect a show, a great show on the left wing. I compared Relebohile to Neymar. Of course, it was a bit exaggerated, let's be honest. These comparisons are always not 100% serious, but you can expect a great show. He's a great dribbler. He's very small, a very tiny player, but great technical ability. He's very creative on the ball. He loves to nutmeg players. He loves to dribble. So you can really expect something really special. Maybe do not expect him to make a difference during the first season. For me, it's rather a project for Rangers. So a project for the next, let's say, 3 years. So the first season can be slightly difficult because he needs to adjust to the European football, to Scottish football. Yeah. But yeah, it's a really promising signing for Rangers.
Yeah. How's he got on at Orlando Pirates then this season? I noticed he scored the winning goal in a cup final recently that sparked jubilant scenes. But how's he performed this season?
Well, he's been slightly inconsistent. Well, he needs to work on his finishing a lot. If you saw the goal in the cup final, it was a great goal, amazing goal. The finish was perfect, but honestly, finishing is one of the two aspects he needs to work a lot on. So he needs to be more efficient. His decision making needs to be much better in the final third. So along with physicality, because he needs to bulk up a little bit without losing his fantastic agility and pace. But yeah, the season was quite good, and let's not forget that South Africa is not like a normal African country when the youngsters get a chance very often, like Nigeria. Yeah. South Africa is probably one of the oldest leagues in Africa, so youngsters don't really get chances there very often. So the fact that Relebohile got so many chances and managed to impress is really special there. It doesn't happen very often. And yeah, the season was, I would say, for a first professional season, it was very good. It was very good, very promising. And yeah, he's my favorite South African talent in many, many years. Yeah. I have many followers from South Africa, so I get many messages like, please check this player, check this player. So I know their football quite well. And I saw many talents since many years. I get these messages, so I watched like dozens of talents from there. But yeah, I must say that Relebohile is my favorite South African talent in many, many years.
Yeah, is he a hybrid player, Jacek, or does he play predominantly on the left-hand side of the forward line?
Well, I'm a big fan of player roles. I don't really say left winger. I
Yeah.
prefer to say player roles. So for me, he's a definition of a flamboyant winger. So let's say a creative winger. So let's say the hybrid of winger and attacking midfielder. That's why I compare him to Neymar, because Neymar
Yeah.
is highly creative. He can play number 10. Relebohile maybe couldn't really play number 10, and he shouldn't. But yeah, he's a creative player on the wing. He's not just a dribbler. He can create chances for his teammates. So a really interesting player.
And the style of football that Orlando Pirates play, is it a sort of possession-based style? Is it a very attack-minded sort of style that they play?
Yeah, well, it's a legendary team in South Africa,
Yeah.
so they just need to play attacking football. Let's be
Mhm.
honest. And yeah, that style of play really fits Relebohile. This well, for me, I was thinking about a player that Rangers had in recent years, so I could compare him a little bit to Rabbi Matondo,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
with much more creativity.
Hmm.
So Rabbi Matondo is really a speedster. Let's be
Yeah.
honest.
Yeah.
Not great numbers. So yeah, so Relebohile is, let's say, Matondo with a lot more creativity,
Hmm.
with his dribbling and with his passing skills as well.
Interesting. And at 19 years of age, Jacek, I'd imagine there is a lot of potential to grow and develop even more.
Of course, of course. As I said, for Rangers, it's a project. So it's a
Yeah.
project for the future. So please do not expect great things in the first season. The first season should be a preparation for the
Mm.
next one. And yeah, if everything goes well, if he fulfills his potential, I think he will give a lot of joy for the fans, and he will give a lot of joy for the accountant in a few years. So yeah.
What is his contract situation at Orlando Pirates? And are the club are they reluctant, you reckon, that they're going to lose the player pretty soon? Or that maybe confident that they can keep hold of him?
I think they can already feel, because I saw the interview like a few days ago, and yeah, the journalists were already asking him for the European move. So
Mm.
I think they are quite ready for that. And as I said, in South Africa, they don't really appreciate young players. So yeah, they will replace him with some 25-year-old guy,
Yeah.
and yeah, he should move to Europe as soon as possible. Let's be
Yeah.
honest. He needs to be in Europe this summer. He needs to learn European football. As I said, he has some weaknesses, and I think European coaches will work that out. So I
Mm.
really hope he's well. A few days ago, someone asked me for him, and I said the perfect direction for him would be Benelux, so Eredivisie
Yeah.
or Belgium.
Yeah.
But Rangers seems to me a really nice direction as well.
Yeah. Yeah. I was going to ask about that because Scottish football is a slightly unique. It's a very physical league, of course. But at Rangers, he will have a lot of time on the ball. There will be a lot of expectations placed upon him as well. Do you think he can thrive in that environment?
Well, I don't know him personally. Every case is an
Yeah.
individual. Some players have that mentality, some don't. So
Mhm.
it really depends on him.
Yeah.
I saw the interviews, and he seems to be a very like joyful guy, a very
Mhm.
very spontaneous guy. So yeah, in Scotland it's not very common, but yeah, why not having a player like that in Scotland as well? Like you have all these speedsters, maybe some creative guys also needed. So I'm really looking forward. I cannot say 100%. Yeah, he will succeed in Scotland, because
Yeah.
nobody knows that. But I have really high hopes. And as I said, if he manages to fulfill his potential, to play well in Scotland, he will bring a lot of joy and a lot of money for Rangers in a few years.
Yeah, yeah, and of course he's been recently called up to the national team, hasn't he? So there must be high expectations from South Africa that he can go on and do great things for Bafana Bafana, I'd imagine.
Yeah, when I made a report on him, like it was last year probably, he didn't have this hype in South Africa. So many people from South Africa sent me messages and said, "Man, why him? Why didn't you choose someone else? We have better talents." And the same people, after a year or so, they send me messages and they tell me, "Man, you really knew it. You were really wow." So yeah, there are high expectations. South Africa loves football. They haven't been really successful recently. So yeah, Relebohile is probably one of the biggest hopes they have right now. Because
Yeah.
as I said, South Africa, they don't really use young players, and their football is not in the best, like not in the best period right now.
Yeah, yeah, you're looking for a superstar, I'd imagine. And Jacek, this has been great insight. Thank you for that. If people want to find out a little bit more about the work, the great work that you do, how can they find you?
Well, you can find me on my socials, so Twitter, F Talent Scouts, on Instagram and Facebook. Soon there will be a YouTube channel, and also my website, so the heart of the whole project, so footballtalentscout.net. Plenty of reports on young players like Relebohile. So if you want to know the stars of tomorrow, please check it out. I am a humble guy, but it's probably the best project online about football talents in the world. So yeah, if you have time, please check it out. And yeah.
Yeah, it's absolutely spot on, folks. Do go and check it. Hopefully, you've enjoyed that little bit of insight into the Rangers linked winger, Relebohile Mofokeng. He certainly seemed like an exciting talent, that's for sure. Jacek, thank you very much once again for joining us, and no doubt we'll get you on again soon sometime.
The pleasure is all mine. Thank you, Derek.
There you go, folks. Hopefully, you've enjoyed that show, and we'll speak to you a little later on. Bye for now.